Okay, we are here so that you guys can be kept in the loop, and fingers crossed you can hear me and it's not breaking up, because obviously what is happening in the collective, people are using technology, they're calling each other, so it is actually affecting the frequency. Check it. So fingers crossed this all goes okay. Now, I am going to look at the aspects of the astrology and through the awakening and your ascension symptoms, etc. Plus, I have pulled the cards ahead of time. Now, I know a lot of people are asking questions, very concerned, wondering what this all means directly connected to soul path. Now, astrologically speaking, we have had 3 months of sheer fun. Now, I'm being sarcastic there, but let's just get real. Also, at the moment, with the energy of the astrology, I've got my astrology here, so I'm relating to you guys so I don't have to jump screen. So I'm trying not to actually affect the frequency of the channeling. Now, having a look at the 19th. Now, it depends on where you guys are in the world. I know yesterday for me, and potentially, as the Leo King mentioned, moving into the next few days, what you'll find is there can be some hidden truths, and that's very much the Pisces energy. The Pisces energy, the internet's going to do it. Excuse my French. I don't know why, but sometimes when I type something, it tends to go away. I'll try and sit back because my crown chakra into Gemini and Sagittarius. I'm trying to type something. Deep meditation, reflection on our families, really getting to this drives me crazy. Don't forget to hit the yes. Okay, so hopefully now it's working. I'm hoping I've got it at the right angle. So the one thing you guys need to be mindful of, it should come back now. One thing you guys need to be mindful of is there are hidden energies coming to the forefront. Now, Neptune energy can be distortion. Definitely in the karmic frequency, it's old cycles ending out. So you may find that people are showing their true colors. You may find that hidden truths are coming up in families, conditioning, the way we've been seeing things, really a huge eye-opener reality set, but a lot of, it's almost skeletons in the closet coming up to be reviewed and looked at. Also in a frequency sense, with what's going on in the collective, it's actually forcing a lot of us, high sway, to stop avoiding. Okay, so the avoidance and the meditation is deep. It's very spiritual. It's unique because I'm seeing 7 people in the house, which is deeply spiritual. Now, the crown chakra activation in the Pisces energy is, where are we standing in our way? Needing that time to actually sit back and have quiet time, where we can avoid obstacles, and where we've been maybe, especially with retrogrades and directs, you tend to find that you're applying your energy to life. When you're doing that and you're on eat, pray, repeat routine, you do tend to miss your vibration and how you feel. So this is a way collectively we are being removed, we are being placed in isolation to do that deep reflection. So, yes, obviously, if you're looking at technology and things to that degree and you're spending far too much time on it, it is energetically going to trigger you, especially for soul tribe energies and those of you who are going through an awakening process. You guys might be looking at the perspective of things very differently to the collective, but it's your job and role to hold and anchor your energy in. As those trigger points come up, you're going to need to check them because they are moving you into alignment for reunion energy. Let's get into the read. Now, I've pulled various areas, and I will say I'll quickly look at the astrology aspects. There, as I said, there are going to be things that are coming to the forefront. Now, at the moment, the sun is in Pisces. This is at the 19th. Also, the energy of Aquarius is in the moon frequency because it's transitioning over, moving towards the new moon in Aries, which is going to be your Chiron placement. So be mindful. New energy, out with the old, in with the new. You need to be facing your fair base frequencies, your wound very much linking in. And when it does, you need to pause and go, okay, how can I relate to this differently? Don't mind me if I'm trying to get the connection back. 1111. It's come back again. And, big shout out to the YouTube community because they currently are having to work remotely. That's the managers of YouTube. So thank you very much for all you guys do, and, hoping that they're keeping safe and healthy. we all need thinking that way at the moment. So we're lucky we can connect this way. If it wasn't for them, it would have been very difficult. Now, let's have a look at the energy. Let's move away before it blocks out again. Yes. Okay. So feminines, currently you guys, you need to know that you're safe, number one. If you're feeling spiritually blocked, I'm feeling this is more a mindset. You're going to feel a little bit better if you can face the diversity of the past. Now, this is in the past tense position. So what you've learnt now versus what you knew then, you can't turn time back. What we can do to proceed forward is going to be crucial. You also will not be stuck in a hermit mode forever, okay? So this is temporary. Whatever's going on in the collective is serving a purpose. Utilize it effectively. Use your time effectively. Use your solar plexus and sacral chakra to become creative. Use that as a mindset of, how do I put it? Okay, with the time that has been taken from me in other areas, where can I utilize my time in other areas to be productive and proactive? It can be getting a house clean. It can be getting paperwork in order. It can be a physical exercise regime, something that is in your circle of concern where you have control. Shift the energy back onto that. And even if you think, and I looked to a video the other day, it would have been a few months ago now, how do we get back lost time? 9 times out of 10, lost time is productive time. Whatever you learn during that process, you end up being able to then manipulate time in a sense that you apply your time frame in the given future more effectively. So there are lessons connected to pauses. Embrace that and know that you're going to catch up with everything that you need to. When it does come to the 10 of Pentacles, this is at the heart of the matter. So a lot of you might be focusing on your self-worth, your value, your feelings, and also at a financial level, you know, how you're going to make ends meet, what you're going to do. Again, solar plexus, sacral chakra. Again, with the Aries energy, it's very Mars energy. You may find, and I'll pull a chakra card for that, but I'm feeling more foundation related. So with the Uranian energy in Taurus, it's becoming used to the energy of changes and what those changes mean. Hi, Sway. Yeah, what those changes mean and what that's going to mean moving forward. We learn something each time, and it's never without purpose. We did have with the Virgo super full moon a lot of higher heart chakra activation. So, you know, redirect your energy into the passion. It might have been very analytical energy. It might have been very almost like you were your own counselor. So you might have been going through a purgatory experience, but looking at yourself very critically. And then thinking you were quite in a delusional state and this wasn't real. Then you prospectively might have gone back into the mindset of, if your spiritual connection is going through a transformation, the ego might be telling you, oh gosh, if it's taken me 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, is that going to be the same for this given situation? No, it's not, but it's your fear-based frequency, and while you're tuning into it, it will directly affect it. So the more you shift onto what's going on with you, especially with the fear going on in the collective, you may be jumping into your ego thinking, why has this person not come for me? Why is this person not saving me? And again, it can fall into victim perpetrator. You won't know everything of what is occurring on their side of the fence. Try not to take it personal, but if you are, it is a spiritual blockage and it's coming up for a reason, but there is going to be movement. So the work itself is the spiritual work in front of you. As I mentioned, it wasn't looking very romantic at the beginning of the year. It was deeply spiritual, but it was that dire need to purge the old, and that's even coming through in the read. You know, the foundation of what both of you are physically going through is ending old cycles. So how do I put it? You do have movement coming. And I am seeing a time frame where these energies are coming from. There's movement coming the whole way through, but there directly is at the heart of it. You need to be very decisive. It's a bit like when you're thinking of two paths. You will find manifestation won't come through. Try not to think of how you're going to achieve another person's work, but rather how you're going to achieve what you need to do, and detach from trying to own their spiritual upgrade. Their process is happening a lot quicker than yours, but your ego might be telling you that that directly is not happening. Also, whatever you're needing to both spiritually let go of, this is the foundation and the reason why it's happening. Any separation that has occurred right now, and I'm not talking about in general through the journey, I mean collectively right now what we're going through, it is to separate energies, to look at it from your very own unique perspective so you can make a spiritual decision for yourself. Feminines, stop beating yourself up about the past. The past is the past. It does not mean that the future is going to be the same, but there is deep regret, and it's almost like you guys might go into the energy of running. Please don't do that. It's not going to help you any, because you will directly attract those lessons with other energies in your life. So if you find yourself doing that and you're reflecting upon the given spiritual connection in that manner, you need to pause and look at it and understand that it is something very personally going on with you. This person at the moment does know that you have been incredibly self-reliant. They also know that this is the way they're needing to come. So they're trying to get this energy back on track for themselves. And they also do want to come back with dignity and respect. But there are burdens that both of you are directly carrying at the moment. Yeah, high heart chakra. So although because you don't know, you might be looking at it quite critically, it's asking you to pause, because there is information that's going to come to the forefront to actually help you understand. Even if you don't understand, unless you can deal with the emotional energy of what's going on in front of you right now, try not to feel that you're left out in the cold, because the change energy is coming through, but this very much is linking in with a karmic energy. Now, on their side of the fence, the crowning energy potentially could be, and whenever I see page energies, I don't read the cards like traditional tarot. I get messages through the images as well as the cards. Now, there is communication. Now, on their side of the fence, there can be energies of kin. This can be kin, DNA, biological DNA. There is this in the crowning energy. There is also past tense energies, reflection back on betrayal energy, hurt energy, and third party energy. So where they may have been trying to achieve work, balance, because we've got the nodes in Cancer and Capricorn. In many areas and facets of life, there's a frequency of external constant influences coming up, and they are deeply reflecting back on this. There may have been reasons why they did this, and they do very much hold very traditional values, but the energy surrounding them did not hold that same regard, so it was a karmic lesson. They also feel that things, they're really doubting themselves, but they're taking it too personal. And definitely with my private reads, a lot of what has been coming up has almost been our ego is telling us that if our intuition was guiding us correctly, that we could have averted disaster. And this has really been coming up in a lot of the personal readings. You do need to understand that your intuition does not protect you against adversity, conflict, or being open to experiences. Being open to experiences, it's almost like you're trying to pack or micromanage a direct experience. We, in any situation and any connection, will get the good, the bad, and the ugly. So it's really a physical, spiritual choice. As long as you're shifting the energy onto your direct foundation, you have your friends, you have a tribe, family, whoever that be it on YouTube, be it with the select group or your DNA kin, and you have your focus of your hopes and dreams very separate, because you need to have that as well. Then when energies and connections come towards you, your cup directly is full. And if it was to fall away, you know that you will make a decision to do what is best for you. You're not basing it on what another person needs. But during that process of ascension, you do find your conditioning really takes you back to quite a codependent way of interacting. And because of past relationship experiences, it takes you to that trigger point. So these unresolved energies have been coming up and moving into the new moon of Aries. It's going to give you an opportunity to acknowledge that and to release it and to try and keep moving forward. Now, their work-related domain and karmic frequencies are coming up, and I'm pulling clarifiers on these. I feel as though they do understand that this is so, because the external energy is very much been exhausting them. So, you know, anything they've been working on, even if they came to the table again to things, it hasn't quite gone the way they were hoping. Are we still in the house? Because we've all gone super quiet. Danella, are you still there? You're going to zip yourself up in the violet flame. Okay, pertaining to a karmic relationship or contract. Are we still in the house? If I keep pressing 1, it's to keep the feed going. Yes, okay. So pertaining to the devil energy, this was connected to a contract. Okay, now marriage does not have to be a direct relationship. In a karmic sense, especially with the third party energy, it can be tribe, it can be employment, a belief system, a past energy, contract, and a soul contract nevertheless. Currently, they are looking at what direct relationships may. This, I do feel, is more linking in with you guys. I do see the energy of the Phoenix in the background. So the Phoenix within the card, I am feeling is low above the head. It is raising the consciousness and the vibration, but you are guided to, you are directly guided to understand that your thoughts do create your direct reality, because it's actually directly above the feminine's head. So if you can see that on the card, the Phoenix above the feminine and the cup, it's like, what cup are you filling? Are you filling the belief system that there is infinite potentiality, or are you filling the cup in the reality sense that this person can't achieve X, Y, and Z? There is something in the ethers, feminines, you guys are directly sending out, and it needs to actually change, because you may affect the vibration of the Neptune energy currently. The sun is in Pisces, which again is ego, and it will affect the solar plexus and the crown chakra, and you're manifesting it from that perspective. So do be very cautious, because it's coming through on the DM side. Yes, do the work, okay? Because spiritually they are doing the work. They're very tired as well, just like you. But the outcome is the Four of Wands, okay? This is what they're trying to achieve. They're being very cautious, and they do want to protect it. Again, it's not going to be a surprise. You will feel the frequency, but there is this change going on. Now, external to them, as I mentioned, there's a lot of conflict. There's a lot of fighting. This can be both emotionally, spiritually, and psychologically. In April, we do have Pluto going retrograde. Now, again, the devil energy is linking into this frequency, because Pluto is within Capricorn. Also, when it pertains to karmic connections and dynamics coming up, it's for it to be healed and resolved, so that it can have the grace of the piece to be placed where it needs to be in the puzzle. The exhaustion energy is very much linking in with ascension, but as the release comes, when they are getting fatigued and they're purging, the upgrade energetically, again, 10 is ending, but it's almost where it's physically to the point. It's just not a doable situation. Again, they're being very honest and earnest about this, and being very, very frank with themselves when it does come to the reality of what it is. And they're not wanting to stay in that vibration. It is an unmanageable frequency. So they've had the call. They've had the call. Now, crowning overall, what is blocking you and what the advice is. And I felt this to be very interesting. There is a karmic energy. Now, if you guys are relating very similar to a karmic and you're getting triggered, it's quite normal. We all go into that questioning. Shift that frequency. Be gentle with yourself. You're both light and dark, and with Black Moon Lilith there, yes, we are seeing our shadow side, especially moving into the new moon in Aries. We can get to the point where, with the aspects that the astrology is making at the moment, how do I put it? it can come across as temporarily distorted, but as long as you're moving into the acknowledgement of what's going on and you're looking at it both from an external point of view and, okay, am I being triggered? Is my mindset triggered due to what's going on in the collective? It's okay to be in that vibration. Also, stop tuning into the karmic as per se, like the karmic has power. The karmic does have power, but within their own domain and energy and lessons. But this is deep reflection over, in general, connections in general. So all of us collectively are looking at that, who we were before, who other people were, what power we all have, very egoic purge. The ego is pertaining to the collective of the Pisces energy, as well as the, I don't even want to term what's going on in the collective. We all know. I'm not even going to mention it because I'm not feeding it energy. With the hermit mode energy, of what is being kind of forced upon us in some states and countries, this is to help us go into deep reflection spiritually. While we're having that understanding and upgrade, don't get too conditioned to the grid and the old way of things being, because a lot of times tower moments directly create solutions. So instead of looking at this as the end is nigh, look at it as everything that's going on right now is really forcing us to then look at things in the pros and cons and go, what really matters? What really, really matters right now and what needs to be so? So it's giving us a very serious bird eye view to take our life very correct. The way you will apply yourself to your finances, your emotions, your choices. A, you need to learn to live in the moment. B, you need to also know that everything that you've learned in your life can always be reapplied in many different jobs, many different ways, and it's a tool. So stop looking at yourself as an empty cup without resources and utilize it as a time of meditation and creativity. Also, the magician in reverse to me is almost where we are, and magician energy can be very masculine. But it's accepting of what's supposed to happen. It's also not being codependent on trying to navigate where that chariot's going and how it's going to come about, so that you can have what universe is wanting you to have in the experience that they're wanting you to have. Yeah, because there's missing pieces. You would not want to manifest a piece of fruit that isn't ripe. So if you feel you're having no connection, no movement, and collectively we're all going through this, stop thinking it's punishment towards you, because there is this new beginning coming, but there is information that's going to come to you that will be quite vital, and you'll be quite surprised. You may actually be quite cross at yourself after the fact, because you do need to look at the mirror of potentially some of the adversity you've been dealing with currently, and then look at the other side of the scale and see whether you energetically, if that other person was going through that, do you think that would be fair? So it's like just going easy on yourself right now, knowing this is going to move, but there is a cycle here that's really, really changing, and that's happening on your side of the fence too, feminists. It's very temporary, and I do find, as I mentioned before, the energy of what we're dealing with, it will just, how do I explain it? It's going to disappear without kind of notice. Yeah, move into your spirituality. You've got the Wheel of Fortune here, and you've got the Five of Wands. Differing views, conflict, differing interests. You're moving into different tribes. You're moving into different mindsets, groups as well, and waves. A lot of adversity at the moment, but it's more spiritual. But this karmic cycle is changing, and there's been a lot of scoring aspects to the node. So there is competition, but you need to tune out of that, because whatever is to be is going to be. But it's almost like you're not trusting in the process, and you feel that you're not going to get your wish and your dream. Overall, this external energy is not going to affect what is destined. But the balancing, you're really doing this to the detriment to your health. It's not serving you any. So you need to shift your alignment onto what you directly can control. And I always talk about the energy of your circle of concern. What directly is in front of you? What you have control over is your energy. Another person's energy, if you tune into it, what you're directly doing is pretending to do work for them, but you're not. So instead of doing that, you're better off to go, okay, what is your belief system of what potentially the other energy is doing? And then leave it for a moment. As I mentioned to a client this morning, go away, have a cup of tea, cup of coffee, drink of water, and then sit with that, and then jot down on that piece of paper on the other side how you are doing something very similar. And then shift all the energy back onto you to balance. A lot of ascension symptoms happening, and in meditation, you're going to find the solution. Yeah, just pause. Stop rushing. You are going to get your harvest, but it's about not picking it before it's ripe. Trust that what is due to you is going to come, and it is going to balance out. Okay, what do they want to tell you? Yeah, they're really battling situations both on the 3-day and the 5-day, and I'd say more 4-day than 5-day. They have no intention but not to succeed. Even though they have had adversity, they're dealing with a previous situation. That is the only bugbear at the moment, but they do have the strength to achieve it. Yep. They're currently dealing with that right now. It's almost like they've opened Pandora's box and it's looking very messy. So they're having to be very selective about how they use their energy, how they manage it, how they get themselves grounded. Okay, what do they want feminines to know? They don't like the past. Yeah. They want you to go back to just being divinely you, that you're perfectly you. And they want you to stop focusing on karmic energies. Definitely. I'm telling you, they're wanting you to snap the hell out of it. Snap out of it. Stop focusing on that. Yes, both of you know that this needs to change. And at the foundation, it might be that you feel very down about what this person is, but this person is not God. It's like try and have the innocence and the understanding and compassion. It feels very, very harsh energy. It's almost like for everything that has gone wrong, the energy of blame has moved towards DMs. I'm hearing victim, perpetrator, codependency, fear-based frequency. I know, doll. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Now I'm going to answer some questions in the group. How's the frequency doing? It is shifting. Do not feel it's not shifting. It is shifting. I do deal with a lot of DMs privately with obviously private readings, the check-ins, etc. Obviously with my DM as well in union. So I'll give you the relevant information. If he wanted to talk on YouTube, he could, but he's very private. But it's more spiritual energy in general. Definitely connected to the astrology. You are finding it is very, how do you put it? Very detached, be it you're in communication, union, or separate, it's a similar energy. Now, the second wavers won't be as triggered, I'll be honest with you. But that's because your spiritual path is going to be quite unique. You'll find that your energies may come through later, but you can ascend quicker if you're doing spiritual work on yourself. So if you're wanting to actually move that frequency, a lot of the soul work that comes through, the breaking of the codependent patterns, you getting stuck in a trigger point is deeply crucial. So the more you do that, the more liberated you'll be. But yeah, definitely the second wave it's taking a little bit more time, but the ones that are dealing with the real thick of it, you guys are the ones that do need to get into alignment, because what you've got to understand is when you've got a wound, it's never going to go away. But you need to actually have complete control over that prior to union. because it is going to come back up within union. And if you can't manage it and be analytical towards self and critical in a sense of, okay, is this due to a 3D situation, or is this, you've got to look at it from an outsider point of view. So it's a lot of self-mastery to give the actual connection the best chance it can have. So although you might feel a lot of what you're spiritually going through right now is really hard prior to union, it is, but you do need to have that self-mastery to give the connection the best chance. Yeah, and they did too, except we uniquely are waiting and holding space and doing that from different perspectives as well to gain peace and healing. And collective energy, a lot of what we are doing is not just the TF connection, it is spiritual assistance of other energies around us. So we'll trigger other people around us, we'll be seeing people around us growing and going into an awakening. So yeah, it's unique, and when it's supposed to be, I remember looking to the point where I was looking under my armpits for blocks, and I'm like, what have I done? Don't tune into how they're going to come. Don't tune into how something's going to play out. Don't tune into what you feel they'd need to do to achieve certain things. If you're doing that, shift it back onto you, because it's directly blocking it. The more you do that, the more you're blocking it. Then when you're tuning into time, the same thing. Then when you're questioning the tag, the same thing. Then when you're looking at synchronicities outside of yourself, it is self-mastery. You're basically training yourself to be a psychic medium. But then you're coming inside yourself. You're going to the inside energy to sit with each frequency, high and low, to be able to move through that. It is self-mastery. It's huge self-mastery. Any other questions before I go? Because I do have a reading at 3, so I've probably got 20 minutes and I've got to get into the read. My daughter hates me because, you know, obviously what's happening in the collective, we do have our children as well. For those of you that are parents, we're trying to keep their psychology correct. Don't subject yourself to constant bombardment of the subject matter in the collective right now. It is not going to help you. Here and there, yes, it will not help you. You are adding to the energy of it, amplifying it. Have a look, let go, do something different. Do something productive that you directly have control over. Honest. I have planted my vegetable garden. It helps me meditate. It's productive. I've always done it anyway. And it anchors my energy in. Any other questions before I run? Again, if you are wanting a booking, you can go to the link below if you've got trigger points, if you want to tune directly into the energy. The astrology, I will be giving updates. I'm also changing a few things, but because of a lot of things going on at the moment, as usual with light workers, this tends to happen. You know, you've got an idea in mind. A lot of what's happening at the moment with the Aquarian energy, because currently the moon's in Aquarius, the sun's in Pisces, it's going to be the frequency of what's happening in the wider group. Yes, we don't have control over that, but we have control over our vibration. Aquarian energy will also be linked into the video that I did previously. So if you do have a look at that video, each zodiac sign, I have mentioned where your Saturn placement for Aquarius is, what will come up for you, and where the energy of Aries is for you guys for the moon, and how to look at it and how to deal with it. So go and have a look at that and utilize that moving forward, but understand it will be for a good 4 weeks. Each moon energy can have a frequency of 4 weeks. The Virgo moon will still be playing out because it was a super full moon in Virgo. So it can go for 4 to 6 weeks in my belief. So although, yes, we're moving into the Aries energy, it's try and move away from that. Yes, we've got the analytical energy. We're gaining data. The nodes are moving into Gemini in May. So we're already getting over bombardment of energy. In separation, haven't a clue what he's doing and whether he's thinking of me. I can sway. Most energies are actually most of them aren't in karmic connections, I'm telling you. Most of them aren't. And if they are, it's also Also be mindful of the fact that Juno's in Libra and retrograde. It's funny because between now and May, it's almost like a Venus retrograde. And by the time Juno goes direct, which is marriages, contracts, partnerships, Venus goes retrograde. Just to make sure. Ascension symptoms. KR, your energy will come through probably in your dream state. You don't need to do anything. You need to meditate, you need to rest, you need to recoup. So you've got to listen to your body because your body is telling you what you need to do prior to this connection. What they're doing. They're recouping as well. Yeah, dealing with the adversity of what has not turned out for them the way they thought, and it is healing. So a lot of us are going through this. But you'll also always know by checking the patterns of what you're thinking about at the time. It'll be synchronistic patterns. So if you're stuck thinking of certain things, could be past tense connections, ways of doing things, regret over, your actions, your reactions, other people's, check what that is, and that will give you a bit of a clue of what's going on with them. Yeah, a lot of it is very much detachment. The more detached you can be, the better. But I don't mean detached from a point of view if you don't believe, because that's not possible. It'll go for a while and then it'll come back again. But detached from a point of view if you're trying to micromanage how everything's going to go, what they're doing, how they're doing things. Yeah, try not to feel that you've got to do anything to move it. It's more on your side of the fence. You won't have to do anything. So, MA Donna, that's for you. You don't need to do anything, doll. Okay, just go with the flow. Nobody has more control over it. And any energies that are subjecting them to BS is actually assisting you. So don't think it's working against you. It's working for you and for them. Hi, Diane. Any other questions before I go? You got 2 more seconds. Otherwise, ever hold your pace. I'll be back again later. And feel free to share the video, to comment and like it. I'll try and get back to you guys a little bit later because my daughter's absolutely hating me at the moment. Mum, you're always working. Have been very busy. Thus, no makeup. Care factor. That's okay. Take care, love. Okay, I will come back and I will, when I've got time, I will tell you when I'm coming on for super chat questions. I'll try and get to a point where I'm not so busy where I can actually make scheduled dates as to when I'm coming on to do super chat, and I'll do that once to twice a month. I'll generally do them during the sessions as well, but usually towards the end so I can directly focus on the channeling. Also with the zodiac signs, I have opened 3 videos, and that's because I didn't want you guys to be left, not getting any videos coming through because I have been quite busy, but the rest of them I will try and do live, and I'll probably again do an update for those zodiac signs if I'm guided to. But I do have 3 zodiac signs there. Thanks, sweet. For you guys for the moment, but don't fret. Yes, I am going to be coming live, and again, if you have subscribed to the website, I'll give a notification. That will tell you when I'm coming live, and I'll also put it in the community tab. I'm also going to be creating a private group, which will be join. It will be both on YouTube and potentially separately for Facebook, depending on how I go. So that if a medium isn't available due to Mercury retrograde or anything to that degree, we have something separate, and that's why I'm recommending that you do subscribe, so that if situations change, you always know where to find me at the website. Love and light. I'll talk to you guys again soon, and take care. If I can turn it off, because,